Unser nächster Redner bringt über 20 Jahre Erfahrung in der Wireless- und Kommunikationsbranche mit. Ken Kolderup ist Vice President of Marketing bei der Bluetooth Special Interest Group, die über 30.000 Mitgliedsunternehmen zählt. Kens Anliegen ist es, das Bewusstsein um den Nutzen der Bluetooth-Technologie zu erhöhen, unter anderem als Schlüssel zum Internet der Dinge. Das hat ihn vor einigen Jahren auch mit der Hörsystemeindustrie in Berührung gebracht, die seitdem erfolgreich mit der Bluetooth Special Interest Group zusammenarbeitet, um die Bluetooth-Technologie so zu verbessern, dass sie den Bedürfnissen von Menschen mit Hörverlust noch besser gerecht wird. Welche Ergebnisse und welcher konkrete Nutzen aus dieser Zusammenarbeit für jene Menschen zu erwarten ist, die mit einer Hörminderung leben, das ist Inhalt von Kens Vortrag mit dem Titel Upcoming Bluetooth Enhancements to Improve the Lives of People with Hearing Loss.
Welcome everyone. My name is Ken Kolderup and I'm with the Bluetooth Special Interest Group. In my session today, I'll be reviewing some upcoming enhancements to Bluetooth technology that are being added specifically to help improve the lives of people with hearing loss. And these enhancements are the result of a multi-year collaboration between the Bluetooth Special Interest Group and the hearing aid industry. But to give you just a little bit of background here, if you're not familiar with the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, or Bluetooth SIG as we call it, we are the global trade association associated with Bluetooth technology, so we oversee Bluetooth technology as well as the brand. We've been around for a little over 20 years, and we now have over 36,000 member companies spread around the world. And we have three primary responsibilities as the SIG. The first and foremost is to enhance the technology itself, and we do that by facilitating collaboration between our member companies to create new Bluetooth specifications or enhance existing specifications. We also look to drive global product interoperability, and we do that by maintaining a product qualification program. And last, we do look to increase the overall awareness, understanding, and the adoption of Bluetooth technology through a promotion program. So that's the Bluetooth SIG. Now, the other thing about Bluetooth technology, we have been around for about 20 years, and its capabilities have expanded greatly in that time period. Now, most people know Bluetooth as a technology used for audio streaming. Streaming audio between two different devices like your smartphone and a headset or speaker or now hearing aids. But a few years ago, we also got into low power data transfer, and Bluetooth is now the technology of choice for many, many different solutions where you need low power data transfer between devices. And this is what's helped stimulate the whole connected device market. So devices for sports and fitness, health and wellness, and so forth. Bluetooth is also now being used as a technology to support many, many different location services, whether they're more simple consumer item finding products or more sophisticated asset tracking systems deployed in manufacturing facilities and commercial office spaces and so forth, or indoor navigation systems deployed in many different public venues like airports. And more recently, Bluetooth has now become the technology of choice for creating large-scale device network solutions. And these are things like commercial building lighting control, full building automation, as well as home automation solutions. So Bluetooth has expanded over the years very greatly. But audio streaming is still the largest solution area for Bluetooth technology. And about 1 billion Bluetooth audio products shipped just last year alone in this solution area. And what's been driving this massive growth in this large market is really 20 years of innovation from the Bluetooth developer community in the area of audio, and along a number of different dimensions. First and foremost, how you use the technology, the use cases, starting out with supporting kind of hands-free calling to make us safer while we drive, for instance, adding in stereo support to allow for a wireless listening experience, adding in synchronization between audio and video for a wireless watching experience, and more recently, the rise of the voice assistants and voice control systems like Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, and so forth. Also innovation in devices, the audio peripheral devices, or audio syncs as we call them, starting out with simple headsets, going to headphones of all types, on-ear, over-ear, in-ear, speakers of all types, portable speakers, home entertainment speakers, and more recently the rise of smart speakers. And of course, the more recent rise also of truly wireless earbuds. Also, innovation in which devices can be sources for Bluetooth audio, originally targeted at smartphones, but going to more computing devices like laptops, entertainment devices like televisions, as well as scenarios where people are hooking up their audio peripheral devices to multiple sources at the same time. So a tremendous amount of innovation over the last 20 years that has brought a lot of real benefit to a huge percentage of the global population. But there is one segment of the population that hasn't really been able to fully realize the benefits of Bluetooth technology and Bluetooth audio specifically, and that is the community of people with hearing loss. And that's what started the hearing aid industry approaching the Bluetooth Special Interest Group a number of years ago with the idea that if we made some fairly straightforward enhancements to the technology, they could really help benefit people with hearing loss much better. And two real challenges that we were looking at. First and foremost was the fact that there was no standard for how you develop a Bluetooth hearing aid. Now, there are Bluetooth hearing aids out on the market over the last few years. But because of the extreme power requirements and power-constrained environment of a hearing aid, and it's a need to operate for days at a time on battery charges, Bluetooth technology, as efficient as it wasn't really still well-suited for hearing aids. And so while there are, again, Bluetooth hearing aids today, they do use proprietary extensions to Bluetooth technology. So you'll hear things like Apple's Made for iPhone or Google's Asha. And these are a tremendous advantage and benefit to people with hearing loss to be able to have Bluetooth hearing aids. But as they're not standard, this does lead to a limited availability of those devices and in the selection and styles that you can get, as well as more challenging to get handset interoperability. So you need to know which handsets and models and so forth that my headset or my hearing aid may be compatible with. So not an ideal situation. And the second challenge that was brought to the Bluetooth SIG from the hearing aid industry was a discussion around the aging assistive listening systems that have been out there to date. Now, these are providing tremendous benefit to people with hearing loss today, but these systems based on FM or RF or inductive loop systems like hearing loops have been around for many, many years. This is, in many regards, 70-year-plus old technology, and time has moved on. And these systems, while as much benefit as they do provide, there are some challenges with them. They can be relatively high cost for deployment. The audio quality itself is not necessarily very high. And there's some other artifacts associated with it. Signal spillover. So having adjacent venues is very problematic with these kinds of systems, as well as they're all open. So there's no ability to provide any privacy associated with the audio delivered via these systems. So these are a couple of challenges that were brought into the Bluetooth SIG from the hearing aid industry and started an initiative to look at enhancing Bluetooth audio capabilities. And that ultimately resulted in over a couple of years of re-architecting the entire way we look to deliver audio on Bluetooth. And that led to our announcing earlier this year a whole new approach for Bluetooth audio on Bluetooth that we call LE Audio, and really the entire next generation of audio on Bluetooth. Now, just a little bit of a background here. With the introduction of LE Audio, Bluetooth audio itself will now have two modes of operation. Classic audio, which is how Bluetooth audio is done today, and LE Audio, this new mode of operation. Now, the reason for the names is classic audio actually operates on the original Bluetooth Classic radio, and LE Audio operates on the newer Bluetooth Low Energy radio. So that's where the names are derived from. Now, as a next generation of Bluetooth audio, LE Audio does look to provide all the capabilities of classic audio, but it does introduce some major new features that allow it to deliver even a better experience than classic audio, as well as open up new use cases for Bluetooth audio. And I'd like to review a few of those right now that are really relevant to the hearing aid industry. Now, first and foremost is with LE Audio, it is lower power than classic audio. And this is the big important factor for hearing aids. Because with LE Audio, we're introducing a new low power, high quality codec, and we're also operating Bluetooth audio on the low energy radio, this does lead to lower power consumption for Bluetooth audio. with LE Audio. And this is what allows us to now provide a standardized method for supporting and developing Bluetooth hearing aids. And now by standardizing that, a number of different benefits come about. One is we believe this will lead to much greater and broader availability of Bluetooth hearing aids, so a much wider selection of hearing aids in form factors and styles and so forth. We also believe this will lead to better performance in audio quality, in audio latency, in battery life, and so forth. And also interoperability. Over time now, you'll be able to use that hearing aid with any Bluetooth supporting smartphone, for instance. So this can now lead to true global handset interoperability. So lower LE Audio is lower power, which leads to now the ability to provide a standardized method for creating Bluetooth hearing aids. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is with LE Audio, it is now multi-stream. Now, classic audio only supported a single audio stream going between two devices. So, for instance, a smartphone and a headset. Now, with LE Audio, we're actually allowing for multiple audio streams to be established between an audio source device like a smartphone and multiple audio sync devices like left and right earbuds, or in this case, left and right hearing aids. So now with multi-stream audio and the ability to support multiple independent audio streams that are synchronized and coordinated to a set of devices with very, very tight synchronization to tens of microseconds. Now this allows us to now support not only Bluetooth hearing aids, but binaural hearing aid support as well. So very important feature for the hearing aid industry and for people with hearing loss. And now the last feature that I wanted to bring up is with classic audio, it only supported a point-to-point topology. So one audio source device talking to one audio sync device. With LE Audio, we're introducing a whole new broadcast capability. And this is the ability for an audio source device, again, like a smartphone, to be able to send out a Bluetooth audio signal and to have an unlimited number of audio peripheral devices or endpoints that are within range being able to listen to that all at the same time. So an unlimited number of endpoints with built-in synchronization. So all those endpoints are receiving and hearing that audio at the exact same time, as well as the ability to provide that audio broadcast in both an open format, so anyone around me can tune in and listen to it, or private, so only devices that enter a PIN, for instance, would be able to tune in and hear that audio signal. Now, why we're so excited about LE Audio and its broadcast capability is that it opens up an entirely new use case for Bluetooth technology, and that's something we're calling audio sharing, the ability to share audio. And there's two aspects to that. The first is personal audio sharing. And this is where you or I or any of us with a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop can share our audio experience with people around us. So if I'm listening to music from my smartphone to my headset, now I can let others around me hear that same audio, whether it's a headset, earbuds, or now even a hearing aid. We can all hear and listen to that music at the same time and have that shared listening experience. Or if I'm watching a video on a tablet or a laptop and I'm using my Bluetooth headset for doing that, I can now share that experience as well. So others around me can also tune in to the audio of that, and we can watch that together and have that shared watching experience. So personal audio sharing is one aspect. And then the next, which is almost even more important for people with hearing loss, is location audio sharing. And this is the ability for venues to share audio to visitors in a way to augment their experience at that location. And there's many, many different use cases here we're expecting in the future, but a few I wanted to bring up right away. One, for instance, is televisions that are installed in public venues which have the audio turned off, which is very popular today, whether it's at airports, at gymnasiums, at waiting rooms, at sports bars and restaurants. There are a lot of silent TVs out there. Now imagine being able to walk into that location and using my Bluetooth headset, be able to tune into and hear the audio from that silent TV. Also multi-language support. So more and more around the world, there are conference centers, lecture halls, places of worship and everywhere else that are now have speakers, and they have multilingual language support. So they have simultaneous interpretation services. So now imagine walking into a location such as that and being able to use my standard Bluetooth headset or hearing aid and be able to tune into the language of my choice to hear that performance, for instance. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to, and most relevant to the hearing aid industry and people with hearing loss, is assistive listening. And this is the ability for Bluetooth audio sharing to serve as an entire next generation approach for doing assistive listening systems. So now imagine walking into a cinema, a theater, a church, a lecture hall, a play performance, any of these locations. And now being able to have the audio from that performance, from that speaker, going directly into my hearing aid. So Bluetooth audio sharing as a next generation assistive listening system. Of course, assistive listening systems, as we talked about earlier, were one of the challenges that the hearing aid industry was brought to the Bluetooth SIG and looked to address with this new LE Audio. So now audio sharing can be used as a next generation assistive listening system. And compared to older systems, they can be significantly lower cost to deploy, significantly higher audio quality that's actually delivered to the user of this, and also avoid some of those other artifacts that traditional systems, ALS systems might have. So for instance, no spillover. So I can have venues be theaters in a movie right by each other and not have any audio spillover between them. I can also choose to have private broadcasts, not just open where everyone can hear, but requiring someone to actually have a PIN or a passcode to tune into a broadcast. So much greater privacy capabilities as well. So a lot of other things as well. And this is something that we're very excited about with LE Audio and audio sharing capability, is to now serve and open up this whole new next generation of assistive listening systems. So something we're, again, tremendously excited about. So those are the high-level things I wanted to talk about today with LE Audio. As a reminder, it is the next generation of Bluetooth audio, and it will be coming in over the next 6 months. With LE Audio, now the Bluetooth audio itself has 2 modes of operation: classic audio and LE Audio. LE Audio does all that classic audio does, as well as has some key advantages and enhancements for improving performance and opening up new use cases like hearing aids. LE Audio is lower power, which allows us to now have a standardized approach for supporting Bluetooth hearing aids. It is multi-stream, so in the case of hearing aids, we can have binaural support. And it introduces broadcast, which is this whole new area of audio sharing, which we believe will now serve as an approach to deliver an entire next generation of assistive listening systems. So that's LE Audio. I wanted to provide a quick overview today. As I mentioned, this is something that's in development right now. We have announced it. The specifications from the Bluetooth SIG for this will be coming available to the market over the next 6 months, and we hope to see products in 2021 based on LE Audio. So having said that, I thank you very much for your time today, and I'm available for answering any questions that you might have. Again, thank you very much.